On this side of the law, on that side of the law, who is right?
Well, hello everybody out there in podcast land. It's time for another exciting episode of Law Talk. I'm Mark, the attorney Judson,
Jonathan, Law Dawg, Fontenot.
from the courtrooms of Calcasieu
To the marshes of Cameron Parish.
Your legal questions around the region of South Louisiana answered on Law Talk. Law Dawg, today's topic, donations of land. Pros and cons. Donations.
There's cons?
What about donations?
Donations of land. I don't know what the issue is.
All right, well,
I have a tract of land. I give it to,
all right, can you donate land, first of all? Can you give land away?
of course.
Okay, so how is that done?
You found something called a donation of land.
Yeah, an active donation. What's it got to contain? What's an
Well,
active
anytime, first of all, it's never going to be oral in Louisiana. It's got to be in writing. You could promise in front of the entire planet, I give some land to Mark, and it didn't transfer anything. And it has to be by authentic act, which is notary and two witnesses. Other than that,
Notary and two witnesses, very vital. It's got to be,
Okay.
You got to have donative intent, so you can donate. So people come to me all the time, all the parents say, hey, wouldn't it be better instead of me dying, owning the land, and my kids having to go through the succession process, wouldn't it be better if I just went ahead and donated the land to my kids before I died? Okay? What do you think? Any reason not to do that?
you can't take it back.
Right. Well, that's right. You can't take it back.
You have a fall.
You actually could take it back, but those are limited reasons and really not worth going into in this.
Is there a limit?
If your kid comes into, your kid turns into a criminal and starts beating, or you can rescind the donation.
You give it to the poor kid, he wins the lottery.
But the number one reason, I'm going to put our old wise attorney, the wisest attorney in the parish. He's not here, so we're going to have to talk about Winfield Little instead. Winfield Little would always be against donations because of one thing, the capital gain tax. So we're not tax experts here, but here's what we know is that when you inherit property, right? When you inherit property, you're always going to get a stepped up basis in taxation. That means that you're going to be able to sell the land at the same tax value that the decedent had it. You're not going to be hit with a capital gain if you sell inherited property. If you get property by any other means, including an act of donation, you put no money into it, and you go to sell it, man, you are going to be hit with the capital gain tax. So that is a reason to avoid an active donation.
In other words, if you sell it, it's considered 100% profit.
Yes.
If you sell it for $50,000,
Yeah.
It's as if you got a $50,000 salary and you got to pay tax.
Basically a zero tax basis. So look, we're not tax experts here, but here's what we do know. What we do know is that it is far more desirable to inherit property, particularly if you're planning on selling it. Now, when is a donation appropriate? Well, it's the fourth generation of the farm. No one has any plans to ever sell the farm. The farm it's producing oil. It's great duck hunting. We're never going to sell it. It's just very, very unlikely. Then, in that situation, it might be okay to do a donation. It's possible. But when you donate, you are actually transferring ownership away. So one adverse effect of donation is that the donor, when they give it away, it's gone. So if you ever wanted it for a future purpose, you no longer own it. So you've actually given it away. And it has to be an authentic form. And like wills, this is one of the few things that Louisiana is a stickler for on form. It's got to be precise. It's got to have a donative intent. And besides the donor, who else has to sign the act of donation?
You have to accept the
Right.
donee.
The donee has to expressly accept the donation. Now, they don't have to do it in the same instrument. They can do it in a later instrument, or it's theoretically possible that they could tacitly accept the donation if they do something with the property, some sort of act of ownership. But you don't want to get into all that. So if you're going to donate stuff, the bottom line is talk to a knowledgeable and experienced attorney that deals with real estate, that understands the consequences of donations.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Can you maintain use of the property? Can I, give it to my kids, but I get to stay on it and have fun?
So if you were going to do that, what would that be called? A donation of what?
The land with maintaining a use of front, maybe?
Yes, you could donate. You don't have to donate full ownership. You could donate the property, and you could reserve a lifetime usufruct if you wish to do so.
Okay.
If you reserve a lifetime usufruct, you could, if it's
You can't be booted off of it.
Right. It can't be sold. You can't be you have the right to use and enjoy it until you die. If
Oh, it can't be sold. See it.
Right. Well, not without your signature.
Okay.
Not without the usufructuary's signature. So some people will do that. Some people will donate to their children, but reserve a lifetime usufruct. They're actually donating a naked ownership interest in Louisiana. Yeah, no, a naked ownership. Some people call it a remainderment in other states, but a naked ownership interest is what's being donated. You don't need to just blindly do this because it sounds like a good idea. You need to speak with an experienced attorney that handles real estate and that can understand the capital gain exposure and can understand the cost of it. You know, one of the big deals, other states will say, oh my God, avoid probate at all costs. That's in California, that's in New York, that's in some northeastern states. In many states, probate, the succession process, it is drawn out and expensive. In Louisiana, it's pretty simple. It's fairly low cost, and it's not worth the strategies to evade in most cases.
Right. Let the others cook the books, do a succession here.
If you're going to do a donation, talk to a lawyer first, make sure it's in valid form, and make sure it's the right instrument for you in your set of circumstances.
And make sure the person is going to accept it.
You got to have an acceptance.
Okay.
As with all agreements, Law Dawg accepts me, I accept him. Well, with limited qualifications.
Or do like to accept.
Well, I think we better accept that we're at the end of this.
I accept that.
All right, I accept that too. For Jonathan, the Law Dawg, Fontenot, I'm Mark, the Attorney Judson, bidding you all farewell. If you want more answers to legal questions, go to the website at the bottom of the screen. Contact us. We love to give answers to legal questions. So until then, tune in and next time for the next episode of Law Talk.